Hello everyone, ladies, gentlemen, and otaku alike. This is Recall Reviews. I recall it for you. Now, as stated in my previous update video, today we have something that caught my eye. A random anime OVA from 1986. I happened to be scrolling through eBay when I came across this, and something about it just said, I think I gotta get this. And that anime would be the Humanoid. I have found absolutely zero information about this OVA, nor have I been able to find any. I've researched as much as I could and found nothing. So if any of you happen to know the history behind this, please tell me in the comments below and I will gladly give you a shout out. With that being said, there's not too much of a preamble for this, so let's dig in to the Humanoid. So we start with the Star Wars text scroll and fade into some guy waxing poetically about coffee and space.
Time seems to stand still in space. It's as if we were drifting aimlessly, floating between the stars. The never-ending blackness has been known to drive some men mad. It's only memories of Earth and the rich smell of this coffee that keeps my spirits up.
And pretty much all he does in this scene is tell the rookie to check the computer systems while he inner monologues to exposit some more info to us.
We left Earth 3 months ago on a supply run to Dr. Watson's lab on Lazaria. But with the machines doing all the work, there hasn't been much for us to do. And I know Eric can't wait to get to Lazaria. Because his girlfriend Sherry is there.
And this is a good opportunity now to get a good listen to the music, because it's honestly not that bad. It's actually pretty good. After the song intro, we get our first glimpse of the Humanoid, and we're introduced to pretty much the rest of the characters for the feature.
You must be excited to have guests coming all the way from Earth.
Yes, you must be very happy.
Yes, we're both looking forward to their visit. I can't wait to see my old friend Alan and hear all the latest gossip from back home. And there's another young man aboard. Right, Sherry?
Stop teasing me, Grandpa.
The princess teases Sherry about her boyfriend coming. You know, the rookie named Eric that we saw earlier. The old man really only goes on to say he doesn't trust the governor.
It's time to go. Governor Proud is here.
And with a smile like that, how could you not? He's practically screaming, "I'm the villain!" And they never really explain what the old man's role is. Just kind of a chancellor position, I'd imagine. Alan and Eric start going down with their ship before they bail out in an escape pod. Then they are pursued by 3 ships that are clearly unfriendly. We get another pretty rocking tune during the chase, and now's a good time to talk about the voice acting.
Eric, dive down! Huh? Quick, hide in those trees!
It's not good. The dub is a pretty mixed bag, and the animation itself is pretty lackluster as well. Regardless of limited animation, they bail out of the pod and hike their way to their destination.
I thought that's what you wanted. Minister, can't this wait till later?
No, we need to talk now. I know you've been meddling in the dark arts and keeping secrets from the princess.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Step back a little bit. Dark arts? There hasn't been any sign of magic in this show thus far. Well, I'm sure it's something that they'll elaborate on. Right? The obvious villain goes on about wanting to resurrect an ancient spaceship and claims to only want to use it to return the princess to her original home planet. Another plotline that will surely be explained. Yeah, in my dreams. And the old man, despite his previous refusal to let the governor use the ship in the ruins due to knowing its destructive power, quickly gives in and concedes. Meanwhile, Alan and Eric make it to the doctor's house where they meet the humanoid, Antoinette. Eric recognizes her as the one the doctor was building before he left the previous year. The doctor and Sherry return home, and Alan once again goes on about his coffee.
You make a fine cup of coffee. You've made my day.
Eric and Sherry go to a lake, with Antoinette joining them as she uncomfortably stares at Eric. The three splash around and, wait, hold up. This girl, Sherry, isn't blowing up in a jealous fit of rage because of an innocent interaction and beating Eric in a comedically presented fashion? I think this is the best girl in all of anime! Soon after that, the old man gives the governor one of the two keys to resurrect the ancient ship in the ruins.
Governor, Dr. Watson and Miss Sherry have just arrived. Should I show them in? Yes, and I want you to seal the castle. I'm declaring martial law. And place Princess Ignacia and Minister Libero in custody as well. The princess? But Governor, that would be treason! I know.
Oh look, the obvious villain did something evil. And no, this is never brought up again. Almost immediately after, Eric gets himself into some trouble and is running from a group of military androids. After one more decent tune, he's captured and of course used as leverage to get the doctor, or specifically his granddaughter Sherry, to tell the governor where the second key is.
Do you recognize the young man over there? My army caught him in a restricted area today.
Eric!
If you tell me where the key is, Dr. Watson, I'll let him go. But if you refuse, I'll have no choice but to punish him for trespassing. Doctor?
Wait, I'll tell you where the key is. Just don't hurt him. The key is...
Then, we finally get something that kind of resembles the DVD cover. Antoinette shows up packing heat and starts gunning down some other androids. Yeah, turns out she's a real ass kicker. Obvious villain uses Sherry as a shield and makes an escape after Eric is forced to give the governor the second key. Things look bad as the three are stuck in front of a firing squad when Alan, the master of coffee, shows up to save the day.
Hurry up, would you? My coffee's starting to cool off.
Then, Eric takes off on a speeder bike and Sherry cries when...
Eric's in danger.
Isn't there another ship?
Wait, Antoinette!
What? Of course. She'd do anything for Eric.
What's the backstory? And can we get any explanation at all? What's the backstory? And why will Antoinette do anything for Eric? Yeah, this is something that they've been alluding to for parts of this OVA, and no, they never explain it. And of course, once Governor uses the keys, all hell breaks loose, and when it looks like Eric is done for, yes, Antoinette comes to save the day and shut down the ship, removing the keys as the ruins collapse around her. She stands above everything else, looking down to Eric where she mouthed something to him before. Well, I guess she just wanted to get out of the show as soon as possible, so she fucking jumps down, hitting the ground with the most stock sound effect I've heard in a long time, and presumably dies. Or shuts down. We get yet another Star Wars homage shot as Eric, Sherry, and Alan stand and look out the space window in their repaired ship. We close out having no knowledge on whether or not the princess and the old man ever got out of the dungeon, nor any backstory on the Eric and Antoinette thing. We finally close out on another text crawl, but this time narrated by the Doctor. And wait.
And as long as there's life, there will be love. Antoinette, I'm sure we'll meet again, somewhere in the vastness of time. Until then, I send my blessing, wherever you may be.
What a dick! Eric didn't even bring Antoinette's body back to the doctor who built her? Wow, what an asshole! Well, all in all, is the Humanoid really that bad? Oh yeah. A poorly paced mess of lackluster animation, plot and subplot that went absolutely nowhere and was never mentioned again, absolutely zero villain motivation, but it had good music, so it has that. My only guess is this was intended to become a series with this serving as the pilot. Clearly, it didn't take off. It would make sense, too. Naturally, you would want to leave a little mystery to bring people back. But you know what also brings people back? A good story, character development, and writing that explains the setting and gives us a reason to care. Would I recommend this? No. Well, maybe. If you're in the mood to have a bad anime night. Kind of the way you would if you ever decided to watch The Room. Tell me what you think in the comments. And for those unfortunate enough to have seen this before this video, tell me what you think in the comments. This was Recall Reviews. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, like, subscribe, of course comment. I recall it for you.